Hello, welcome to another video. This is a bit of a rundown on what we did last Saturday, which was the Border Reiver show at Gateshead, where we put the demo game on Marines in Hue City using the new Nam'68 rules. So to start off with, there was that much interest in the rules, we actually didn't get the game anywhere near finished, did we?
Which is good in a way.
Pardon me.
You right?
Yes. Right. Need some Bushmills or something. Right. So, yeah, really good. Yeah. Masses and masses of interest. And basically, we were continually having to stop and chat to people, which is what it's about. Yeah. Don't mind that at all. But loads of interest. So I've no doubt Warwick, Piers and the team at Plastic Soldier Company will be quite pleased, but certainly there was a lot of people that seemed very interested in it. So what we've got on this video, after me and Alex have finished blabbing, we're going to go to some stills that we took throughout the game, and then Alex was taking some video. So the video's a little bit probably disjointed is the best word. But if you know, obviously, please watch it and have a look and see what you think. You'll get a flavour.
It is good as well because we're talking about the rules and how what went wrong a little bit, like we normally do here in the
there's a few. I've no doubt we missed a few little things out, and by the time we got the second or the third turn, we'd sort of caught up with. So basically, what we had was Alex had a 2-squad understrength Marine platoon. So you had 4-man platoon headquarters and 2 8-man sections that included 2 attached M60 machine gun teams. And there was 10 VC on the table holding the sort of a government building in the centre of the table. When you started, you took the first turn. I thought you'd probably have initiative in this scenario, and we did the rules for the various things. You decided to set up a base of fire in the shops just in front of the building, and then you were going to go right flanking, weren't you, to try and assault the building. So in turn 1, we just basically got set up. Alex moved. I interrupted using the system, and unfortunately you got your officer suppressed, didn't you? You got pinned, rather suppressed, pinned. So his officer was pinned, going over the wall at the church, and you'll see it when the video and the film start.
Not good.
No, not good. Turn 2. You managed to get into cover in the church, and you eventually got him unpinned. And what we had at the end of, you did some, I think you opened up with the M60 team in the building, didn't you? And your team in the building, didn't you? And you killed the gunner, the machine gunner. He got killed. I started picking up, obviously, morale chips. Went on to turn 3. Managed to open fire. I think one of your Marines got a light wound. And to be honest, that was all I managed to get done. We only managed 3 turns because there was loads of interest, and we got we're talking to people, which to my mind what it's about, isn't it? With
it
the
is.
rules.
It is 100%.
So it went really, really well. Really like them. I spoke to a number of people. Probably the bit I like most in the whole rules, the nice little bit that I really like, is the ammo check thing on hazards, where you can force people to do ammo checks, and that can have quite serious consequences. If they fail it twice, they're out of ammunition, with all the implications that imposes. So really good, thoroughly enjoyed it. Nice show. It's only a small show, but it's nice. Lots of people and loads of good chat. So without further ado, Alex, we'll cut to the so the stills will come up first. I'll do a little bit, we'll have a bit chat over the top of the stills, and then we'll go to the video that Alex filmed. and then we'll come back at the end for a quick debrief and let you know what's happening next. So what was your sort of overall take on the rules, Alex?
Yeah, the rules worked well. I think loads of people were saying that there isn't many skirmish rule systems on the market as yet for
specifically
Vietnam.
for Vietnam.
So it just worked really well, and the thing we did with the urban scene as well. That was I found that people were saying that's very unusual to a war game, because when you think of Vietnam war game,
you just think
like
of jungle, don't you, and paddy fields and things. Yeah.
But the rule system itself just works fantastic. Really, I can't pick anything bad about it.
No, worked well.
It's a good little system.
Right, so we'll pop off now, let you have a look at the stuff, and we'll come back at the end for a quick natter. Right, so this is just a general view of the setup that we had at the show. It's looking from the American entry side. Obviously, right in the centre, you can see the building that Alex, who was playing the Marines, had to capture. Right, and this is a view looking from again from Alex's side. This is how he was set up, and obviously the building that he's attempting to capture is at the top of the screen. And as I mentioned, we've got a lot more stuff to put down to clutter the table up. So this is a view looking up that I think I sent to Piers. That's been on the Facebook page. So that's looking over a canal, a tribute to the Perfume River, the building that my Viet Cong were defending. Another view here, you can sort of see how it was set up. That's looking towards the American entry on the table. Right, let's look at one of the buildings. Again, as I mentioned, there'll be more stuff to go on. This is a couple of sort of shops that we've added. So what I'll do, I'll just let this run, and if there's anything of interest, I'll obviously shout up. Right, so this area is where we're set up sort of the American First Aid Point. These are some of the really nice Empress figures that we've just used to locate that position. This is a view of some of my troops in the grounds of the building. These are obviously the Gringo 40s Viet Cong. And here's just some more views of where I position my troops. As I mentioned, Gringo 40s, lovely figures, painted up nice. Alex actually painted all of these, and they're just nice. This figure here is probably one of my favourite ones. A guy lying prone on sort of his side with an AK, really, really well done. So this was, I mentioned, I think it's the Francis Xavier Church in Hue, something I picked up off the internet and I just copied the signage. This is an image after Alex had got over the wall at the church when he decided to go right flanking. And this, actually, this is just prior to it. This is him approaching the wall and looking across at the other forces. Right, Alex, so turn one. So what you need to do first is you're going to do a command roll. Because you've got 2 squads, you're going to roll 2d6s. So if you do that now,
2 3s.
right, so you've got 6 basic actions. Now with advanced actions, you're going to draw 2 of these. So if you draw 2 of those randomly, right?
Right.
So you've got 7 advanced actions. Okay, you can put them back in there.
Yeah. 7 advance. And I am playing the
7 advanced actions.
Marines.
And then what I do, I'm going to draw a hazard counter.
Yeah.
So I've drawn 4 for the hazard counter.
Yeah.
Obviously, in an undemo game, you wouldn't know what that was.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't know how many things you have. Right. So we're now going to the first phase. So remember, looking at the thing, you've got your basic actions. Your basic actions are a cautious move or suppressing fire. So basic actions, you've got 6. Advanced actions, you've got 7. That's the sprint, targeted fire, covering fire. Covering fire is like putting yourself on Overwatch. That's what covering fire is. Run and gun, which is moving and firing or firing and moving. Search, challenge, drive, and commanding.
Yeah.
So the first thing you need to do is start activating your troops. Remember, once they're activated, you can't activate them again.
Yeah.
I've got my counters there.
And it's an activation per man, so one man has...
So activation, so effectively, you've got 13 activations.
Yeah. Well, this...
A cautious move is 5 inches. The sprint thing, which is an advanced action, you can either move 10 inches or you can throw the dice 2d6 plus 4. So you might, but there's a chance that you mightn't do as well. So basically, that's it. So you can decide what you're going to do. Moving through, so remember, your basic actions are cautious. So you're moving 5 inches.
Yeah. So
if you cross an obstacle, for example here, if you were to climb over that wall, you'd basically be looking, you roll a d6 and you lose that off the 5 inches.
Yeah.
So effectively, it might take an action to get completely
so
over.
So what I'll do, I'll activate this unit in the courtyard first.
Yeah.
I'm going to just do a cautious move, 5 inches, just to move up.
Right. Okay.
They're basically at
the door.
At the door there.
Right. So that's 1, 2. So what you could do with that, you could use 2 actions, and you can get your NCO. You could use 2 and you can move the whole lot up 5 inches.
Right.
That would take you 2 basic actions.
Right, I'll do that.
You do that. So what I'll do, right. So that's you've used 2 basic actions there.
Yeah.
So you're down to 4.
So that's done. We'll activate. So over here, I've got a HQ group at the front and normal group at the back. They're going to move up. So I'll do the HQ first was front.
So you've got the same thing with that.
Yeah.
And you'd have to roll a d6 to get across that wall.
Right.
And you'd lose that off the 5 inches.
Yeah.
So do you want to do that? And that would take 2 basic actions to move the whole lot.
Yeah. 1.
So 4 inches. So you can move them 4 inches straight forward and over the wall.
So about just over, yeah?
Yeah.
this group they're going to do the same.
Right, so again, for a basic action, you can move the whole lot.
Yeah.
Because they're all within 10 inches. So that one's another 2 off for your basic. So that puts you down to 2. And then 2 for doing that. So you need to roll a d6. Yeah. Alex, your other option would obviously to be go around this way, and you could use advance action and do a sprint and get some people forward 10 inches.
Yeah. No, they'll go over the wall.
Right.
4.
So you can. I would just move them up. You'd be better off just moving them all up, Alex, and then going over the next time. So get them obviously for the cover. That's fine.
Yeah.
So you remember with your, because they've all been activated effectively now. You can't do anything else because you can only activate them whether you use a basic move or an advanced move.
Yeah.
You can only activate them once. So I've effectively only got 1 squad.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll 1d6 for my basic actions.
Yeah.
And I'll put 1 counter for the advanced action. 5. I'm going to activate the guy with the machine gun.
Yeah.
And I'm going to look to shoot at those guys coming over the wall.
Yeah.
What they're going to do, I'm going to do a basic action. I'm going to do suppressive fire.
Yeah.
Okay? So, when you do that, you've got to look, first thing you've got to look at the range.
Yeah.
.25 inches. So looking at the main weapon table, so it's a light machine gun, 25 inches, that's effective range. Now, because there is a beaten zone, hang on, so I pick a target model, and anything within a 2.5 inch diameter. So from there, I'll pick the guy at the end, the radio operator. So it's those 3 guys. Shooting from there, well, he wouldn't hit him. So it's just those 2 guys there, because he's blocked by the building. Right. So for the suppressing fire, it's fully automatic. So I'm looking at three or more. Because it's a beaten zone, I'm looking at 4 or more.
Yeah.
Four or more, so that's achieved the suppression. So you've got to do 2 saves.
Yeah.
You'll save on a 5 or more.
1 save, 1 fail.
Right, so it's going to be these 2 guys. So if you roll another d6, 1, 2, 3, it's the radio operator.
6.
6. Right, so it's your officer who's suppressed.
Great.
Right, okay. So that's 2 basic actions.
Yeah.
Those 2 on cover and fire.
2 in the corner there, yeah.
And I'll put him on cover and fire, him on cover and fire, and him on cover and fire, and that's the turn finished.
End of turn 1, again of turn 2. So what's happened so far?
So you've moved over that wall, the church wall. My guys have spotted you. The light machine gun guy's opened up and he's pinned your officer. And that's basically about it. You're starting to move towards the building in front as well.
We're getting off turn 2 now.
So you need 2 d6s.
2 d6s.
That's a very basic action.
4 and a 2.
6 in total.
On the advanced actions, we've got
Get rid of that one. Another 4.
4.
So I'll draw a hazard, Alex.
Yeah.
So I've drawn nothing for the hazard.
Right.
You obviously wouldn't know that
Yeah.
if we're obviously playing competitively. Right.
So activate this.
So
group,
basically,
yeah.
it might be worth now. The first thing I would suggest is you need to move your officer. You need to do a basic action on your officer and get him into cover.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do.
So he can move 5 inches. He's in cover, which is an allowable action
Yeah.
when you're pinned.
It basically gets me in the corner there.
That's not that's the officer there.
Sorry.
So he gets in that corner and he's still pinned. You can obviously try and rally him at the end of the turn.
Yeah.
Right. So that's one basic action you've got rid of. Right. So you've got another 5 basic actions.
Right.
So what you maybe is worth doing is try get these lot over the wall and get them round here.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do.
So that would be 2 basic actions to do that.
Yeah.
And you'd roll a d6.
6.
So all they're going to do is go over the wall. So that's another 2 actions finished.
This radio guy. So
Right. So you can either do a basic action. He needs to be with the officer really. So what you would do is do a basic action.
Yeah.
Move him in.
Yeah.
Right. So that's another one down.
Yeah.
So you've got 2 basic actions left.
Yeah. So we'll do this group here by the courtyard. And then
Right, so you can do advanced actions,
Yeah.
and you can do what you could do is you could do a sprint and get someone up at the window upstairs.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Right, so you'd certainly 10 inches. You'd certainly get them into there, so you can get them into one of. So you've got advanced actions. You've got 4. The other thing that you've got, Alex. So that's for them finished. You've got 2 basic actions left. So if you wanted to, you can move 2 of those guys at the windows as well if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll do that. So these 2
So those 2 there. So you've got a guy with it and puts him up at that window. So that's that. So now was to me. So I've got me 1d6. 5 basic actions. So advanced actions, and then you need to pull your hazard action on it. 2.
5.
5, right. That's kind of right. Right, so you've got 5 hazard actions, which means if you're shot at, you can return fire, providing you're not pinned.
Yeah.
Right. So me basic actions, right. This guy here is going to come off thingy, and he's going to try and do suppressive fire at that window.
Yeah.
So he's got an assault rifle. So fully automatic 3+ range. Pretty short range of it. Yeah, so it's mid thingy. So it's effective range. Fully auto, I need to get 3 or more. 3 or more. You're hard covered, so your saves focus. So I need 3 or more to suppress. No, so that hasn't worked. Right, this guy here will do the same.
Yeah.
So that's fully auto, 3 or more. Right. So you've got to do a save.
Yeah.
You're in class as hard cover, so you save on a 4 or more.
Yeah. 1.
Right. So a guy in that top building, one of them's pinned. Hello.
I'm fascinated because I was just watching this on telly yesterday.
Oh, right, right.
I've seen it 2 years.
Right, so this guy here, he's going to do suppressive fire at that window again. So again, we're looking for 3 or more. Yup. So you've got to do a save, Alex.
Yeah.
So you're on 4 or more to save.
3.
So there's another one suppressed. Right, so that's my basic actions finished.
So because I've got the 5,
What you could have done, actually, where I missed, you could have used one of your hazards
Yeah.
to return fire.
could it return fire with a machine gun, or does it have to be this and that?
No, because it's my turn. You can
Right.
only if he's fired at and I haven't shot at him.
Right.
Start to turn 3, your activation. So the first thing you need to do is roll your dice for your basic actions. Two dice, yeah. 12. Jeez Louise. Then you've got to draw your... right, this is going to be a nightmare turn. Then you can virtually activate the whole lot individually, right? So you need 2.
So 3 and 4.
And 7 advanced actions, right? And then I'll draw me hazards. Oh, 0 again. But obviously you wouldn't know that. So remember, so right, so you're gonna, so those 2 are suppressed. At the end of your turn you can attempt to do that,
Right.
but you've got your machine gun team there. So if you wanted to, you could use an advanced action and do targeted fire.
Yeah.
And you could do targeted fire there, aiming at that,
Yeah.
and you're going to do a beaten zone, so you could get all of them 3 in there. Yeah. So that's an advanced action, so that'll go to 6. Right, so what you're doing with targeted fire, Alex? Right. So you declare the target, so it's an advanced action. This will use one of the player's advanced actions for the turn. So you're using the M60 and you're going to shoot at the light machine gun team, yeah? Shooting at that guy. It fulfills the 3 firing criteria, so the other thing to look at is to look at the range. So I don't know how... It's more than 10 inches, isn't it? It's about 15 inches. So it's a light machine gun, 15 inches, so it's effective range. Rate of fire is 4. Right, so what you do, the first thing you've got to do is observe. So before a fire and use targeted fire, you've got to fire the target. So you're going to roll a D6. So the enemy model is in cover, but it's firing. Okay? So that's basically, you need a 3 or more. The modifiers, there isn't any. So you need to roll a D6, get 3 or more.
5.
Right, so you've basically observed them. Okay? So what you're going to do now is roll to hit.
Yeah.
So targeted fire to hit, it's effective range, you're looking at a 4. Target move last turn, no. Target is obscured in any cover, so it is, so that would be looking at a 5. Right, so you need 4 dice, and you're looking for 5s or more. So you've got 1 hit, okay? If any of the 2 dice hit pass, then the target is hit, move on to step 5, cover save. So I've got to do that. No. So what you've got to do is you now basically roll a D8. So if you roll that D8,
Right, I think that's pretty sure that's not good for me. The hit is a mortal wound, kills the target outright, he's gone a very well soon. Just 3 morale. VC player must take 2 morale counters for the loss. 2 5s. How good's that? So I'm halfway to my break point already. Right. Right, so what we've got to do now, because right, so he's fire on the machine, he's dead, I've taken my team things. Right, that's one of your advanced activations done.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've still got more left.
Fire.
Well, you're at the window anyway, aren't you? I thought you were at the window. So you can use a basic action to do suppressive fire, or you can use an advanced action to do targeted fire.
He's going to do targeted fire. Yeah,
So you're going to do targeted fire.
Yeah, I'm going to do targeted fire on those 2 there.
Right. Okay. So what you need to do, the first thing on get me sheet, you've got to roll a spot.
Yeah.
So it's in covariance, so you're looking at a 3+, 3 or more. Yeah, so you've spotted him. So it's effective range for your rate. Are you firing fully auto, yeah?
Yeah.
So you want 3 dice. You're looking at 5s or more. No. So you haven't hit with it. Are you doing the same with the next guy?
Yeah.
So that'll be 2 advanced orders you want. Right enough. Hang on. Thing to do with that is to have a tray and to have a dice and turn it over, and puts you down to 4. So it's the same thing. So you need to roll to spot. Yeah. So you've spotted. So 3 dice for 5s.
Yes, 1 hit.
1 hit, right. So I've got to do a save. And the saves are the same, aren't they? So they're obscured. So I've got a save on a 5 or more. Yes, so I've saved. So I'll check. I'm just wondering if he's pinned, if I've saved it. Right, so yeah, so that's that done, yeah. So you've still got 4 advanced actions left, and then you've got 12 basic actions. So you could use maybe some of your basic actions for you can.
So can you use some of the basic actions to get these 2 up?
Yeah. So they can move 5 inches.
Yeah. For 5 inches, we'll get me the first floor.
So they're inside. Both of them are inside. Right. We'll not bother lifting the thing up. So they're both inside. Right. So that's 2 basic actions. So you've still got 4 advanced actions, Alex. So I think you've done all of these, haven't you?
Yes.
Right. So you're looking at your.
This force here.
Right.
So I'll activate this unit first. So not the HQ. This stuff's going to sprint around.
Right. So you would do if the sprint, it's an advanced action. Right. So you've got 4 of them left. So they can either move 10 inches, or you can roll. So 10 inches is enough. So you could move 4 of them 10 inches. But I would just move them to here, Alex, so they're behind cover.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
So that's definitely, it's not 10 inches, like nowhere near 10 inches. But bear in mind, if you come out in the open, you might be getting spotted, so I would stay at the corner. So that's 4 advanced actions. And you've still got 10 basic actions left. So you can move all of them individually. 5 inches, so you can move them round. So he's with the platoon headquarters. Remember that guy there? He's the platoon sergeant. So he's with him, and then the corpsman's with him. So he's the other guy. Yeah. Hello. Oh, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Nice to see them moving around. So what you've got to do is decide if you want to rally any. Right. So what you've got, we're on the rally phase, Alex. So your rally phase. So how many guys have you got pinned? You've got the platoon commander pinned. So what you can do, the best thing is to draw one counter, and that'll allow you to attempt to rally your 3 guys. 5. Right, so that goes onto your thing, so you're up to 5. Right, so rally in. So what you've got to do, you do each of them individually. So at the end of the turn, you're going to do your rallying. So you draw your counter. So you've taken your one, so you can choose which. You've got 3, so it obviously works out fine. You've got to pass a resolve test. So you're going to roll 1d6. So we'll do your officer first, and I'll tell you what you've got to. Right, so you've passed him, so you've rallied your officer. Right, so roll again for this guy. Yeah, you've done him. No, you haven't rallied him. Right. And that's the end of the turn. So we'd then go to my rules. So I've got 4 basic actions, 3 advanced actions. Do you want to draw your hazards, Alex? So if you pick one of them up.
I have got 4 hazards.
You've got 4 hazards. Right, shove that back in there. Right, you haven't got any on Overwatch, have you? On cover and fire? No, right. So this guy is going to do, he's coming off Overwatch. He's going to do a basic action. He's going to do, he's going to do a basic action. He's going to climb over that fence and move towards the where the van is. No, he's not. So he's going to basically, what is it? 5 inches. He's rolled a 1, so he's got 4 inches. So he's going to be in the middle of the street. But luckily, I haven't got any on. Right, so he's moving over here. And he's going to do a basic action. He's going to do a cautious move, so he's going to move around to there. He's going to do a cautious move up to here. And he's going to do suppressive fire, this guy with an AK over here. So if you can, with a hazard, you can do, basically you can return fire. So you can use your hazards to return fire. To interrupt fire, you've got to be on the cover and fire thing. So he's going to do suppressive fire, so you can return fire if you're not suppressed. Right. So, suppressive fire, it's fully auto, 3+. Right, so I've achieved that. So you need to do a cover save, Alex. And you're saving on a 4 or more. So you've saved, so you could return fire. So you're going to use one of your hazards and return fire, but you can only do suppressing. So you would need to roll a 3 or more. Right, so you've done that. So I've got to do a 4 or more cover save. No, which he doesn't. So he's ended up being suppressed. So he's pinned. Right. Right, and this guy next to him is going to do the same with his basic action. So I'm looking at 3 or more. Yeah, so it's done it. So you're going to save on a 4 or more. Right. You can. So you're down to 2. So you need to roll a 3 or more. Right, I've got a save on a 4 or more.
What you doing?
What you're doing, so they're both pinned now. Right, and I've got 3 advanced actions. So this guy he has got an 8. Oh, right, I've got... no, he's dead, the machine gunner, so he's up there. So this guy here is going to do... use an advanced action to do targeted fire at that window. So I need a 3 or more to observe. 6, so I've observed them. It's effective range, isn't it? Yeah, it's effective range. 4 or more. 5 or more. 3 dice. Looking for 5s or more, Alex. So I've got 1 hit. So you've got to do a save. 4 or more to save. Oh, so he's hit. So I need a D8. 3. Light wound. Hit as a light wound. The model is down and bleeding, but not in any immediate danger of death. Lay the model on its side. Mark it as pinned. So there's a pin marker. So it's one of those guys at the window, yeah. One of those 2, yeah. So he's got a light wound. And you've got to take a morale counter. So you're on 9. And that's the end of the turn. So I've got a rally. I can try and attempt to rally. So I've got to draw another morale counter. How many have I got pinned? 2. 4. No. Great. So I haven't rallied either of them. And that's the end of the turn.
Right, so there we are.
It's a good game.
Yeah, would be interested to know what everyone thinks. What I've spoke to Alex, and what we're probably going to do is maybe refight it in the cabin and do the whole game and do a video of the whole game. That would probably work. Yeah. Because we'll not have millions of questions and asked how to get a copy of the rules and things like that. So we'll be doing that next. We've got some little bits and bobs that we're adding. The next show is that we're putting the game on at is Stockton, which is on the 23rd of November, if my memory serves us correctly. We were approached by a couple of the guys from Leeds Wargame Show who asked if we'd be interested in putting it on at the Leeds Wargame Show, which I think is the end of October. I'm going to have to check with my wife to just see what the sketch is. I haven't had a good look at the calendar, and if there's any chance of we're going to that, we'll obviously notify the guys at the Leeds Wargames Club. Would like to go down, but we'll just have to see what happens. But we'll definitely be at Stockton. So further working. Alex is sort of working on his building, and we're going to add lots of sort of scene clutter as well. So it'll look quite a bit different from what it was looking at Gateshead when we do it at Stockton. Other stuff coming up. We've got some reviews of some, I think a fairly new company that are doing some really nice 3D printed vehicles. We've got I got my Kickstarter, my Empress Miniatures Kickstarter, so I got a lovely box with lots of Paul Hicks goodness in there, Empress goodness. So we'll do a little review of that. And there's also some books that I want to talk about in line with the Arnhem thing, bearing in mind in 2 days of the 80th anniversary. So we'll get those out probably over the next week. So as normal, any questions at all, just shout up and we'll do our best to answer them. And we'll go from there. Have you got out, Alex?
No, I think we've covered everything. I think after this I'll get you a bottle of Bushmills just for you to drink.
Well, a glass. I don't want a full bottle. I don't want a full bottle. That may be a bit too much. No, right. So once again, thanks very much indeed for watching. Thanks for all the support, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time, folks.
Bye.